Good morning, friends. I hope you are all very well. You're probably all tucked up in bed. It is Good Friday today. And I got up early this morning and I've got a basket of everything I want to sow and plant this morning, including these daffodil bulbs that I dug up a while ago, and I'm hoping that most of them are going to be okay. Some of them have started to send out little shoots, so I know that some of them are okay, but then this one here sent out a shoot and it's dried up. So I think that one's dead for sure, but I'm hopeful that some of them will be okay. I've also got some garlic to plant out. I've already planted out my other garlic and I have a video coming out soonish on planting garlic. And then I've got a few different seeds. I've got some turnips, I've got some leek, I've got some parsnip and some onions and some beetroot as well. I probably didn't mention beetroot in my what to sow this month video, but there are definitely some types of beetroot that you can sow now. This chai is so good. I've put extra ginger in. So I've got a little bit of sorting in my garden to do. I've realized that I think I've run out of carrot seed. So I need to purchase some carrot seed, or I'll probably just leave it for this month and we won't have carrots come late winter, spring, because I just won't receive them in time to get them in the ground. And I think I'll just stick with what I've got and what I can sow from seed at the moment. So I'm going to be planting the garlic in a bit of a block. I've got lots of endive coming up and lettuces and mustard as well. So I've got to make the decision as to whether I'm moving those seedlings or just digging them up. We'll see how I feel once I get into this plot here. And then I will be sowing the root vegetables among some of the kale that's coming up closer to the front of the garden bed over here. I keep spotting little ripe tomatoes next to me, even though I asked my kids to come out here and pick all of them yesterday. Some of them could have ripened up in the sun yesterday, actually. So I'm going to go and get my little spade thing, wherever that is, hand shovel, and I'm going to start on these daffodils and we'll have a little chat while I do. Okay, so I've got my daffodils here. I'm going to get planting these. So this week I have been in my kitchen mostly, and I have been preserving as much as I can. Oh, I've got some tomato seedlings coming up here. They will die in the first frost, that's for sure. So I've been in my kitchen and I only have 5 jars left. 5 of my preserving jars left. I preserved 26 jars yesterday and that was quite a feat. I feel really good that I've got all that food done. I've pretty much finished, well, considering I don't have any more jars left, I've pretty much finished the preserving. However, I will probably do one more water bathing lot with those 5 jars. And I'm probably going to borrow some jars off my mum. So I will get some more apples into them probably, because we have got so many apples. It's quite insane how many apples we have this year, and that's probably to do with the fact that I netted them and the birds didn't get them, but also it's just been a really good fruit year compared to other years we've had recently. All right, time to put these babies in. Let's hope there's some good ones here that will sprout out. I've already seen the daffodils sending up their greens in other parts of my garden where I've planted them. So hopefully these ones will take off. They look like they're starting and they're quite happy to do so. That one there doesn't have any shoots and that one there looks dried up. That one looks dried up too. I might put the dried up ones in with some of the other ones that have worked, but that one there, that is not going to work. I'll compost that one and that one. So now's a great time to get your bulbs in and get some flowers growing in your vegetable garden, because they bring so much joy. They bring colour to your vegetable plot, and they bring the beneficial insects in. I'm not sure about the daffodils, maybe some insects like the daffodils, but they definitely do a lot for our mental health. Speaking of preserving, I will be doing a video later this month telling you all the tallies of the vegetables I've grown this season. So all the kilos of food I've grown. I just like to do a little bit of a tally at the end of the season. So that will be coming out, but I won't get to that until later this month. I have been thinking about doing membership here on YouTube for some time now, and I feel like it's time. So by the time this video comes out, I would have already popped membership up. I will have 2 tiers available. So the poppies, which is just a little extra support. And then there'll be the sunflower tier, which will involve some behind the scenes videos and extra videos. So I'm thinking 1 or 2 videos at the moment per month. There'll definitely be some shorts as well. So some sort of pop-in videos just to touch base briefly. So there will be extra behind the scenes stuff happening over on membership now. All right, I better mark this spot or else I'll forget where I've put the daffodils, and I'll plant something else here. Okay, now for the block of garlic, which I think I'll do 4 rows of along here. I have got, as I mentioned before, all these lettuces and endives coming up here. There's a tiny beetroot. And another tiny beetroot, not as tiny. I wanted to mention also that I have been filming videos in advance, and this is one of them. I've been filming in advance just so I can get through the editing, and I have some videos for when I can't film. So you will see the dates sort of skip around a bit. I try to always put the date at the beginning of the video, and that date mostly resembles the time that I filmed the video, or if I filmed over a week, it's generally the beginning of that week. And so you will see a bit of some past videos coming up over the next few months. And this is just because I want to continue having videos coming out here, but there'll be some periods of time where I won't be able to film. Recently, a quote came up for me in Instant Timer. It's a meditation app that I have been using of recent. And the quote was, "To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow." And it is Audrey Hepburn who said that. And I resonate with this so much because it is so true. When we sow seeds into the ground, we are believing and hoping in tomorrow. We're believing that there is a future, that there will be a winter, that there will be a spring and a summer and another autumn. We're not only sowing the food for the future, but we are sowing hope. And I really like that quote. It sort of sums it up, that if you plant a garden, you believe in tomorrow. Hello. Is it warm enough for you now? Definitely know when it's too cold because the dogs refuse to come outside. But it's probably just warm enough now. So it's a known fact that gardeners are positive people, that gardeners live long lives because we're always looking towards the future and we have something to look forward to as well. So if you're watching this and you haven't started a garden yet, I highly recommend getting your hands dirty and starting to plant something. You won't regret it. I can tell you that. You might regret the fact that you become quite obsessed with your garden. So let me know down below what you're planting and sowing this week and how your garden is going now that we are into autumn, well and truly into autumn. As I said before, this video may be coming out much later and there are still pumpkin vines here, but I am sure when this video comes out, they will be dead. So the garden does change quite rapidly. I have little bits of garden going into my drink. I love chai, particularly once the weather starts cooling off. I tend to not have it through summer because it's too warming, but then once the weather cools off, this is my go-to drink that I make every day Oh, something just got caught in that spider's web. I don't know if you can see it, but the spider is in that leaf there, that curled up leaf. And there's a bug down here somewhere that has got caught in the web, and it was pulling at the web heaps, and I was hoping that the spider would come out to wrap it up. I'm finding lots of tomatoes that my kids missed yesterday. I did send them out here to pick tomatoes, but some of the tomatoes, they're not sure what colour they are when they're ripe. The ground is quite solid here in parts. I'm not sure why, but I do know that this section has been exposed a lot to the summer sun, so it's dried out quite a bit. There is a lot of moisture underneath, but there's sort of this crust sitting on top. So once I get these garlics in, I will pop a nice covering of mulch on top, and over winter this soil will change again. The moisture will come back to the surface. After I've planted these garlics, I will have planted 104 garlic cloves into the ground with the hopes that I get somewhere around 100 heads of garlic, but anything will do. Some of them are a little bit smaller than others. Usually you'll plant just the really big cloves, but I'm doing some of the smaller ones too. With just that little bit of watering, it's really changed the soil. So I can see that this is going to be just fine once the rain starts dropping more often. Okay, I just have to label what I've popped in here. So I've put my early purple garlic into this section here, but I need to label it. The soil in this section here is looking really, really nice. I had potatoes in this row here, and my friends came and harvested them for me and took some home themselves. And they've popped down some nutrients into the soil. So this is ready to plant out now. It's a little bit dry where the drippers aren't because it's been exposed for a few weeks now, but I'm going to plant some seed in this section. So I'm going to plant my onions and my parsnips here, and hopefully they do really well. I also had a lot of dandelions growing in this section, so I'm pulling out the dandelion roots when I come across them because I've got a massive plot up there of dandelions and I want other things growing here. So I'm just going to make a furrow, and I've got some old seed raising mix, which I'm going to sprinkle on top of the seeds once I've put them into the furrow. It's almost time for me to put my sun hat on. All right, so I have a few things here. I've got hollow crown parsnip. I've got Australian brown onions. I've got elephant leek, evergreen bunching onions. Also, I have bull's blood beetroot, and this beetroot, which I forget how to pronounce, so I'll put it on the screen. And I've got Tokyo Cross F1 turnips and purple top white globe turnips. I think I'll start with the turnips. Hopefully I can get these little plastic packages open without scissors. I'm not succeeding. I have to go and get scissors. There's always a reason for things. I had to go inside because I needed to get my sun hat. It was time to change to a sun hat. Life is so much easier when you have the right tool for the job. I've got about 2 meters of space here and 4 lines to fill the seed. I'm just going to gently sprinkle it. I'll be taking up this whole row with all these seeds. All right, and then I'm going to grab some of this seed raising mix and just do a very light sprinkling on top because these seeds are very small, so they only need to be buried as deep as the size that the seed is. And don't forget to label. I also write an arrow. So I've got one at one end pointing this way, and then I've got this one at this end with the arrow pointing that way. There's fewer seeds in this one, so my turnips start here. Okay, now I have the parsnip hollow crown to plant into the ground. All right, I'll see how far these seeds take me. All right, I've almost made it to the end of the row, so I'll be planting some other things there, probably some onions to finish off the rows. Okay, I'm going to do some bull's blood beetroot next because I don't have much left in this packet. Okay, I'm going to plant out the rest of these 3 rows because I didn't quite have enough seeds to fill the entire row with this elephant leek. And then my onions, I'm going to plant further into this garden bed because I've only come up to where one of my pumpkin vines is, and when I chop that out, I'll be able to plant further. Thank you so much, friends, for spending a little bit of time out here with me this morning, sowing some seeds into the garden. I hope you're having some fun in your garden now that the weather has cooled down. Please do head over and check out my membership offers over there. I'm hoping by the time this video goes up, I have a couple of videos there for my members. Remember that when you are planting a garden, you are planting hope for the future. Enjoy, my friends, and I will see you again very soon.